This is one of my favorite places to come. The last time I came in Israel was in 2012. This is just a picturesque and beautiful place. All this water in this area is spring fed. It's gorgeous. And the significance of the place is truly unique. Here Jesus met his disciples and began to ask them questions about who people thought he was. Who do men say that I am? Some people say that you're John the Baptist. Some people say that you're Elisha. Some people say that you're a great prophet. And then he turns to his disciples and he says, "But who do you say that I am?" Simon Peter chimes up and says, "You are the Christ, the Son of the living God." And then Jesus says something truly unique. As he's pointing to where that rock is, you see Pastor in his orange sweatshirt there at the top. And Jesus says, out of this revelation, this rock, my church, shall prevail, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. That gate of hell he was talking about is that gate. That gate is the rock set in stone. And it was to worship Pan. That little side entrance right here, right there, was where they set up the god of Pan. It was a half goat on the bottom, half man on top. And they would hurl and sacrifice everything down inside of that pit to somehow have forgiveness of sins. But they did it through sacrificing animals. They did it through sacrificing possibly even children. But it was all for Baal or false worship. There's also another spot up here, over in this area here, where they would set up the god Zeus during the Greek and Roman times, where they would worship him as well. And then right here where the trees are, there used to be a temple. You can see some of the ruins right here, some of the stuff right there, where there was a temple set up for the Caesars at the time, for his worship, Caesar Augustus in particular. So this is Caesarea Philippi. Another thing really significant about this place, the reason why I'm talking a little bit longer, is that it says that Jesus remained in this area for 6 days with his disciples, and then he took Peter, James, and John to the top of this mountain. You can't see the top of it, but this is Mount Hermon. And Mount Hermon at the very top, we call that the Mount of Transfiguration. This is where Jesus changed and his clothes began to shimmer white and sparkling. This is the place where the cloud of God's presence came down and dwelled over them and all around them, and the appearance of Moses and Elijah. All of this happened in this area. It's truly amazing. Beautiful, beautiful place. This is the lower base of the mountain. This would also be considered a grove area. It's the reason why you also see some of the pagan idols set up in here, because if you ever read in the Old Testament, it talks about the high places and the grove areas. So those were generally places of beauty. There's not a whole lot of areas where there's tons of water at. It's very concentrated in Israel. And so this happens to be a place where the mountain has a spring of water that rises up from under it. And it causes this beauty to happen. Very something. A lot of these places, though, have ancient ruins that they're built on. And it's just gorgeous. Just gorgeous. 2,000 years old.